I'm Clint Lambert. I am the host today for Village in Motion. This is January the 10th, and it is cold outside. So I'm glad that you're inside watching Channel 6 and watching Village in Motion this morning. And right now in the studio, I have with me Greg Zirnhelt, who is a financial analyst here at Green Spring, and we're going to be talking about finance. And Greg, I am so pleased to have you with us this morning.
Nice to be here.
Greg, you've been here for a number of years, and we were talking off camera, you've been here for 4 years, is that right?
Yeah, it'll be 4 years at the end of this month.
Oh, wow, okay. And in those 4 years, you've had 4 different financial directors, right?
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Yeah, it was started out with Berwick, and Justin was the assistant finance director when I first started. Mm-hmm. And then Justin became finance director, and then Ron Taylor, and now Cody, and we're very happy to have Cody here with us.
Yes, there you are.
Yep.
And Cody brings a lot of new and innovative things, and especially with a lot of analyzing material, right?
Yeah, Cody was the assistant finance director at Riderwood, so he was kind of in a training to be financial director, which is, I think is a great program for them because it kind of gets them adjusted to the Erickson ways and how to do everything, mm-hmm. And then they're ready to hit the ground running when they go to a community for themselves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So does that mean that one of these days you'll go to Riderwood and go through the same steps, or are you getting?
Well, you don't necessarily have to go to Riderwood.
Okay.
Different communities have it, and then those people usually end up going to another community unless the director at that particular community leaves. Yeah.
Okay. And do we have that kind of a program, or will you be with us?
It's kind of part of the Erickson program, so
okay.
It just depends. Someone could be here, like Justin was originally assistant finance director here. So.
Okay.
Yep.
So that means that eventually you could move up.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. And who knows what another year will bring, right?
That's right.
Very good. Well, what do you do as a financial analyst at Green Spring? I mean, what's really your job?
Yeah, I'm kind of a jack of all trades. I work with our corporate office. I work with people in the community, working them with to help meet their budget, helping them providing, if they need information on reporting and so forth. People come to me for invoicing questions, just any kind of questions about finance. A lot of people come to me just because I've been here for a while now.
Right.
Yeah.
In the office, you are an analyst, and so you get all the different information in, all the different figures in, and then what you plug them into a program?
Well, we have an accounting system. We have a system called AX that we use, which pulls in our numbers for not only our community, each department. We can even look at other communities as well. And then we have a system that's called the cubes, and it's kind of like it pulls in the information, but it's like in a pivot table format. So you can create different reports that you want depending on what you want to see.
Okay.
In finance office, we generally look at the whole community, so we can see how the community is doing. But then each department wants to look at how they're doing separately.
Right.
So there's reports that they can do to look at their specific areas, and then we can look at that as well to if they have questions, need assistance, then we can look at that to help them out.
Okay. If one department is over budget for this month and another department has lots of resources, do you switch monies at that point in time?
No. The budgets are set at the beginning of the year. And it's based on that particular department. So they should have an idea based on past history of what they're going to need from the past, as well as if they know something's going to change where they have to get something new in their department, whether it be something physical like furniture or something like that, or if they need to hire new staff. So that all goes into setting the budget at the beginning of the year. Right. So they would give that feedback in to when the budgets are being set, and then once they're set, then each department is expected to meet those budgets by year end.
Okay. So if they don't meet budget at year end, what happens?
Well, I don't want to say there's dire consequences, but we all want to meet our budgets. Now, it can be okay if you miss your budget if there's a legitimate reason for missing it. Different things could happen. Say you could lose staff, or you needed to hire more staff. Say like just say, for example, it's a nursing area and they need more staff because of need, then of course they may miss their budget. So the important thing is to have an explanation for the variance if you are going to have a variance.
Okay. All right. And how do we do overall in regards to meeting budget? Are we right at meeting budget, or are we over, under?
Well, for 2018, we are a little behind budget. So I'm not sure we'll be able to make that up in this last month. But going forward, they've gotten together with our corporate office, and they believe that we've set a budget that will be able to meet for the next coming year for 2019. That doesn't mean that if we missed budget that we did poorly. Mm-hmm. It just means that based on the standards that the corporate office wanted us to meet, that we were off by in some departments.
Okay. And you won't know that yet because the figures are not out yet, right?
That's correct, yeah. We're still working right now on month close deadlines right now. So that will go through, actually since it's December, we have kind of two separate year-end dates.
Oh, okay.
We have what's called a soft close, where we get things in, and then corporate kind of looks at things, and if they have to make any large adjustments in the background or so forth, then there's called a hard close.
Okay.
So the final numbers won't be, I think, until after January.
Okay.
And then,
so it'll be after January.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. So it really is a
yeah.
final everything, huh?
Year end is a little bit different than the normal month to month,
okay.
just because it's covering for the whole year rather than just 1 month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking with that, and for us, we have to pay our monthly service fees.
Mm-hmm.
How are we doing with that? I mean, are we behind? Are we on schedule? What's happening overall?
It's getting better. I think from when I first started, there kind of was a culture of people not really thinking it was that important to have to pay their bills on time. Mm. But that affects the cash flow and everything of how a company works. So that's been emphasized a lot more in the last year or so. So things have improved, but there's still work to be done in that.
Okay. So we need to make sure that we're paying our monthly service fees on time.
Yes. So in order to help that, we have started where if someone is past 60 days due, it's possible that we'll start charging an interest fee.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. When I first moved in 10.5 years ago, everything went to local, and now we go straight to corporate, right? With the checks that we send in.
Well, there's different ways to pay. They're all handled through a lockbox in the corporate office. People can still drop off payments either at any of our front desks. There's boxes at the front desk. They can drop off their payment at the finance office. They can mail it in to the address with the return envelope. But the preferred method, which we actually like, is having the direct payment.
Right.
On our end, it's called ACH. It's basically a direct payment coming from the bank account. That way, people don't have to worry about, if they send their check in late, that may not show up on the next month's statement because it's not processed in time. Because the lockbox is taking payments from all over the corporation in processing payments. So it does take time to process those payments. Mm-hmm. So having the direct payment amount is the best way, we believe, to make payments.
Are you anticipating, in regards to that with the direct payment, are you anticipating any problems due to the federal government being closed right now?
That's handled through private banks, so it's not handled through the government, so it's not really government related. Okay. So that wouldn't be an issue.
All right. Okay. With what you do and the funds that you see, the monies that you see that comes through, mm-hmm. What can we as residents do to make your job easier for you?
I mean, the things would be just kind of try to look at your bill as soon as you get it. Usually we receive the bills on the 6th business day. Mm-hmm. So depending on how the weekend falls, it's around the 9th or 10th of the month. Right. So just look at your statement as soon as possible. If there are mistakes on there or something you shouldn't think that should be on there, contact the finance office. And it may not something, because we don't put any of the charges on there in the finance office. They come from each department. So if it's, we can either direct you to which department would be responsible for that, or if it's something that we need to look into, it's some kind of accounting error with our corporate office, then we can look into that as soon as possible and get that resolved so that the bills will be paid on time.
Okay. And so if we have an error, we really need to go back to the source. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not sure what it's for, yeah, come to us. We can at least find out what the issue is.
Okay.
But if it's like a dining charge, each restaurant or so forth, they would review the receipts and put the credit back on if that was going to happen.
Okay.
And other departments like home support and so forth would do the same thing.
Okay. Does Greenspring and you, as an analyst, do you do a audit of individual accounts? Of individual accounts, as far as each resident's account, do you do an audit?
Individual accounts? No, we do not personally do that, no.
Okay.
Generally, if there is something wrong, then a resident would come to us, and then we can look into it for them.
Okay. But it wouldn't just be a
No, it's not something that we would just go through and review each person's statement or so forth.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not done.
Okay. No, because, if you didn't have the monies, I was just thinking about that. I mean,
no, we do review people that are past due.
Okay.
And then those people are contacted either by phone or by letters, stating that the money is due.
Okay.
So we have a different set of levels of letters that will be sent out depending how long they're past overdue.
Okay. And then, are you involved with individuals who have to do pay down and
spend down?
Yes.
I'm aware of it. I probably handle more of the back end of it once they're set up on that. But the finance director, Cody, would actually have the discussion with the families or the residents about kind of the process and the steps from spend down to qualifying for it, and then possibly going on to BCF.
Okay. All right. Cody, it has really been a pleasure today to have you with us. Is there any words of advice you would have for us from a financial standpoint?
From a financial standpoint, just try to, when you get your statements, be aware of what's on there. And if you need any help, please come to us. We're always there for you for help.
Well, Greg, thank you very, very much for being here. It's been a pleasure. Look forward to having you here for many more years, okay?
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah. Folks,